Hey guys, welcome to another video of Sense Saga. This is Deep and that's Chandrima. In this video, we are basically reviewing Uff Perfumes.
Perfume.
Okay, if you are new to the channel, in this series, we basically test the clone or inspired perfumery houses and we pitch them up against the OG to check how close their recreation are to the originals. So before I get started with the video, I have one disclaimer and one story. Disclaimer, the legal disclaimer that we have, we are not perfume experts. Check the legal disclaimer that we have added to the description of this video. Now, regarding the story. So when we were doing this review, pitching up the OG and the clones together, Uff Perfumes basically saw those videos and they particularly enjoyed them, okay? And they reached out to me via Instagram. The person behind the perfumery house is Malhar. He reached out and said, hey, we enjoy the videos that you're creating regarding the clones and the OGs. Why don't you test our perfumes? I was like, yeah, we can, but the problem is I don't do paid promotions. So in case you're sending me the perfumes, the reviews can be a bit harsh as well, okay? There has been some perfumery houses as well where, our feedback was not that great. So I told him that they were like, no. We want these perfumes to be tested with the OG.
Oh, nice.
Okay, so we are going to send you a few perfumes. You try them out and be as genuine as possible. And we will take those feedbacks as constructive criticism. So here we are doing the video and you are the tester basically to keep things unbiased.
Yeah.
So
have you tested them?
Yeah,
before?
I did. But
okay.
In the same way as we do the videos, you're going to test the strips and you're going to give your verdict.
Yeah.
How close they are to the OG and as an individual perfume, how good it is as a recommendation.
And about the pricing, you're going to tell as we go.
Yeah, I'm going to tell about the pricing, the performance, and an overall verdict about each and every perfume as we move forward.
Okay, cool.
So the 9 perfumes, we have got 9 over here, okay? What Malhar did from Uff was, he sent me different sizes bottles so that we can showcase them.
Okay.
So this is a 100 ml bottle, this is a 50 ml, these are 20 ml and those are 2 ml vials. So there are total...
And these are purchasable.
These are purchasable across different pricing, yes. Okay, so I'm going to disclose the prices when we go forward in the video. So the 9 perfumes that we are going to be testing today are Earthy, which is their take on Terre, Passion, which is their take on Versace Eros, Outlaw, which is their take on Azzaro's Most Wanted, Oceanic, which is their take on Aqua Di Gio, Soothing Fire, which is their take on Tom Ford's Tobacco Vanille, Masculine Mystique, which is their take on YSLY,
okay.
Cinnabon, which is their take on Red Tobacco, Cinnabon,
wow.
Wild, which is their take on Sauvage, Dior Sauvage, and Planet Blue, which is their take on Blue de Chanel. Okay. So we are going to start off from that end's left and this one's right end, extreme end.
Yeah.
So that's Terre. You're going to smell it first and then I'm going to give you the strip of Earthy.
The coffee?
I'm so sorry. Let me bring the coffee and then we can get started. So coffee is here by the power of editing. Okay. Now let's get started with the video. So first perfume that we will be testing is Terre versus Earthy. Done?
Yeah.
Okay, that's Earthy. These perfumes are in around 40 to 45 minutes in their dry down. So whatever Chandrima is smelling is after 45 minutes of this all perfumes. Yeah, go ahead.
I want to be genuine.
Yeah, you...
And I don't feel they are same.
Yeah, I know that.
Okay, I think for Terre, I think the freshness and is way more, whereas Earthy
is bit more earthy.
Is bit more earthy, and it has got like some flowery note, which is very which is coming up very much.
Let me check which flowery note you're talking about. Yeah, there is
smell over here in the middle.
That I don't think is the flower. That is kind of the vetiver note.
Oh, okay, maybe. So I think that is way too much in this one, and in Terre, no. Obviously,
Terre has got more citruses in it.
Correct. And very fresh. I think this one will go in the rainy season, right?
As an individual perfume, what do you think about it?
I think I like it. It smells a little bit of ator, like concentrated oil perfume, and I think I like the smell. Actually, I like the smell, not because it is clone or not, but as an individual, I like the smell.
So as an individual, this is a good one.
Yeah.
But as a clone to Terre,
they're
this is
not.
not close. I think it's around 50% over there because you get that feel of, the vetiver and citruses. But over here, the vetiverishness is more prominent. The citruses are very, very minute. Where areas with Terre, the citruses. And there is one more thing in Terre, there is a note of flint. Flint, basically, flint is like a note of stone. When you crush stones, you get a note of stone that is called flint, note of flint, which I don't think is there in Earthy. Earthy is mostly in the vetiver kind of place where the vetiver is more heavy. So that's Earthy.
I mean, I kind of like the perfume.
As an individual, yes.
But it is not a clone.
Now talking about the pricing, projection and everything, the 100 ml bottle sells for $12.99, which is $1,300 only.
Wow, it's cheap.
Yeah. And the 20 ml bottles are around $399 or 400 rupees. Okay. So pricing wise,
they're good. They're on the good range.
Okay. So let me show you how the atomizer is because they have really worked on the atomizer part of the perfumes. Okay. Let me show you. These are kind of controlled atomizer that they have. So, when you press them.
Wow.
Okay. So
yeah,
coming at that price with the atomizer of this quality and the bottling, I think they're good in terms of the packaging.
Yeah.
And since I'm talking about the packaging, I also want to share something with you. This is not because they have sent me the PR package. This is because of the packaging that they have done while sending me the package, okay? I have tested a lot of clone houses like Follow Me Perfumes, Arabian Aroma, EM5 and everything, right? The box that they came in were really top notch, okay? I mean, this is the box the 20 ml bottles came in, okay? They have got a good branding. Another bag, they have got the details. And when you open them up, they have got some things written over here as well. Okay. So when you are purchasing these perfumes, the box quality is also nice if you hold it. So I felt that was something value added on top of what you're already getting. So if in case you're also gifting this to somebody, they will not feel it's cheap.
Yeah, I think it is like wow perfume where it came with a box, right?
We already have that wow at the back.
Yeah. I think it is somewhat like that.
So packaging wise, they're good. Now and getting back to the smell, okay?
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't talk about the projection and longevity, right?
No.
So for Earthy, the projection and longevity is around, it's not that great.
Okay.
Because Terre in itself is not a very loud projecting perfume.
Correct.
So it's similar to Terre but a little bit lesser. Okay, this is a soft projecting perfume. The longevity is around 4 to 5 hours when applied on clothes. On my skin, it stayed for around 4 hours properly.
Okay.
On the 5-hour mark, I was not able to smell it much. Okay, and the projection is very soft to a little bit more less than moderate. I won't say it's moderate, but maybe a bit lesser than moderate, but not too soft, but it's soft. Where areas in terms of the projection, Terre projects better. Okay. So pricing wise, $12.99, not a bad option, but we have tested more clones of Terre as well. And in the future, we will be doing another blind test to see which is the winner for Terre, okay? So now let's move on to the next one, which is Versace's Eros. And we have got Passion from Uff.
It's a sweet perfume.
Blue category, but sweet.
Blue category, but not so sweet. It's more blue and sour.
Yeah, it's more...
It is more blue and sweet.
I know. So what would be your take on the percentage of the closeness?
60-65.
True, agreed. And as an individual? Meh. And what about Eros, the OG? Meh.
For me, I am not into a guy wearing a very sweet perfume and tobacco-ish perfume because I don't like it. So I think for me, both Eros and Passion was like, okay, 50-50. I'm not going to go for it.
Okay.
Maybe. I am not. Maybe I'll just go for something else.
Okay. So in terms of the closeness, it's on 60-65%. And in terms of an individual perfume, Chandrima didn't like it. For me, I felt like Eros is a typical shower gel kind of a smell with a little bit of sweetness. With Passion, I felt that the showery gelness is over there, just that it's a little bit less sweeter than Eros.
Correct.
Which is to my preference because I don't like sweet perfumes. So instead of Eros, I would have went with Passion. So that's there.
You contradict only.
Why?
You say you don't like sweet perfume, but then you like vanillic perfumes.
There is a difference. I like mildly sweet perfumes. I don't like super sweet perfumes, right? Pricing wise, it's the same. It's $12.99 for 100 ml bottle. And I mean, through and through, their pricing for all the perfumes remain the same.
Yeah.
In terms of projection and longevity, this is a bit better than Earthy. Earthy, while it was like very soft projection, Passion has got moderate projection. And the longevity is again 4 to 5 hours when applied on the clothes, not more than that. But we are in a moderate temperature now. If the temperature is very high heat, I think it will reduce by 1 more hour in department of the performance, like the longevity part.
Yeah. But I have to add on to something. I think I will go for Passion.
Instead of Versace Eros.
Versace Eros, because I also do not prefer very sweet perfume. So for me, that perfume is better.
I mean, you are telling it in terms of if somebody is looking for Versace Eros and you want, I mean, just as an individual perfume, you would have liked that smell profile more.
I would have liked that smell.
Okay. Now here comes the third perfume, which is Azzaro's Most Wanted and Outlaw. And you already did a blind test while testing it out for, the blind test that you did. It came in second. So this is already, you're aware of.
They're very same.
Around, how much would you call it?
I think 75-80% they're there.
Bang on. Last video as well, she also said the same. This one also, she's saying the same. So,
I mean, good job done on Most Wanted cologne.
Yeah. Outlaw was kind of the second in the list because Intense Wayfarer became the first one.
Correct.
But this is also not a bad perfume either, and it's selling at a cheaper price than Intense Wayfarer. Intense Wayfarer was $1,500. This is $12.99.
But then that depends on the longevity and the protection.
The longevity of this one is better, like better than Passion. 1 hour to 1.5 hour. This projects moderately. And then the longevity is around 6 to 6.5 hours when applied on the clothes. With that performance and $12.99 as a pricing, good job.
Go for it.
Like if anybody is looking for Most Wanted EDP clone, Outlaw is actually a good option. You can check from the previous blind test that we did as well. This came out to be second. Nice. Now let's move on to the next one, which is not Audi, Aqua Di Gio.
Okay. It smells eggy.
Eggy. Because there is a note of cologne in it, which mimics the note of sea salt or sea breeze kind of a feeling.
Oh, shell, na?
Yeah. I mean, this is supposed to give you the feeling of the beach.
Oh my God.
Yeah. Now this is Oceanic.
How much is this?
This costs more than 6 to 7,000.
Oh, only?
Yeah. How much were you expecting it?
I thought again 30-40,000.
No.
I don't like the original one.
I know. But this is something that you already wear.
So I don't like the original one. I like this. I like Uff ka thing.
Yeah, it's
Oceanic. Because they are not smelling eggy to me.
So how is it in terms of the closeness to the OG?
No. I mean, they were able to mimic the marine part, maybe, but the rest is not there.
Okay.
And I think that is the reason I like their Oceanic.
Actually, I made a video for the Valentine's Day where I basically recommended Oceanic.
I like this. I really like this. I actually put this on when I'm going to the gym.
Yeah, I know. So for $12.99, this is the 100 ml bottle. Okay, this is Oceanic. So Chandrima has a thing that she will use perfumes without knowing the name of the perfumes, and she will then come and say, I like this one. Okay. So most of the time she's not even aware of what she's wearing. So Oceanic is something that I felt is not close to Aqua Di Gio. And I'm happy.
It's not close.
I also mentioned the same in the Valentine's Day recommendation video as well. Like Uff Perfumes tried to recreate Aqua Di Gio, but ended up making something which I loved more than Aqua Di Gio. Because the part is, Aqua Di Gio's note had that, there is a little bit of sweetness over there in Aqua Di Gio as well, which is not over here. This is mostly citruses and florals. That has got some marine notes in it, that has got some sweetness in it, but I don't prefer it. I would rather prefer this one. Oceanic over Aqua Di Gio. Pricing remains the same, $12.99.
hands down, I'm going to go with Oceanic.
Now,
Hands down.
projection and longevity part. Projection is, I have smelled it from Chandrima when she has been using it. So the projection has been good in terms of the moderate weather when she's wearing in the gym. I have got whiffs after maybe 45 minutes as well.
Yeah.
Now, through and through, performance was 45 minutes, like projection, moderate projection. And in terms of longevity, 6 hours on the clothes, I have got whiffs from her.
Yeah, that may be because I'm not sweating that much. Maybe if I sweat more in the hot summer season, it will change.
Reduced to maybe an hour.
Yeah.
So 5 hours realistically on the clothes, this will last. But I'm not complaining because for the price to performance, I'm okay with it.
Yeah.
Now, let's move on to the next one, which is Soothing Fire.
Yeah.
And yours is Tom Ford's Tobacco Vanille. She hates tobacco perfumes.
And Vanille also.
I love tobacco
and
perfumes.
Vanille also. That vanilla. It's okay. The rich people wear this. Too much of. They have given too much of spices.
Which one?
This one.
Oof.
I mean, Uff has given a little bit more spices, and this one, I think, more into actual sweetness and the flavor of smoky tobacco. I think that is actually missing with Uff.
Which?
And
How close?
no, they're not. They're not close. They're not close. I'll give it a 40%.
40%. Okay. Now, which one do you like more?
So, since I don't like tobacco and vanilla, and I'm not lying, not because they have sent you the perfumes and stuff, but since I don't like vanilla and tobacco, I might not go for the real one.
I know.
Okay. And over here, it has got a lot of spicy note to it. So I might go for this one. Although this is very rich perfume, might not be something for summer.
I know. The thing is, I loved this version of Tobacco Vanille. I have got tons of clones of Tobacco Vanille. We will be blind testing Tobacco Vanille clones
You
as
do
well.
blind test with somebody else, not me.
Because
I'm
she
not
hates
doing
it.
it.
Because
I'm not doing it.
No, you have to.
I'm not.
Because you hate it, you will be more unbiased about it, okay?
No.
So the thing is, Soothing Fire, I felt like with the OG Tom Ford Tobacco Vanille, I mean, there are some clone houses which have actually cloned it very properly. I actually don't prefer them because there is a nutty element. I don't know how that comes in the opening of Tobacco
You
Vanille.
like this one, right?
No,
You don't like the original one?
I don't like the OG one. I like two clone houses which makes Tobacco Vanille clones which are not super close to it but kind of carries the same DNA. So with Soothing Fire, what happens is the vanillic part is a bit lesser, the sweetness is a bit lesser, and the spiciness and the dry tobacco-ness is more. Over here, the tobacco is not that dry.
Yeah, I feel this is like, cinnamon buns. Have you ever eaten like
Cinnamon and clove.
buns?
Both
Yeah. I think that has like a lot of flavor in this perfume. I mean,
And
that is resemblance.
And it's much less sweeter. When I compare them in a percentage wise, I would say she gave a 40%. I would say around 50 to 55% it's carrying the same DNA. But then again, Soothing Fire changes into something which I prefer more. And
Changes into something.
it changes into something which I prefer more.
Oh, what
than
does it change to?
it changes into like not that tobacco vanilla, it's more tobacco spice for me. And in terms of longevity and projection, this is actually good.
Right.
I mean, projection wise, this projects properly. I won't say beast mode, but more than mediocre, more than moderate. Projects easily for 1 to 1.5 hours, and the longevity is also more because the compounds or the elements used over here are more dense.
Okay.
So 7 hours easily it will stay on your clothes, and strictly for the winters, don't wear it during the summers, or else this might make you feel more hot.
I mean,
Making you hot makes it sound weird. It will make you more sweaty. So avoid this during the summer seasons. Maybe if you live in a moderate temperature place, then evening you can still wear it.
Yeah.
But not during the daytime. Pricing wise, same. Performance and longevity we already talked about. And as an individual, you like this one or you hate it because it has got tobacco?
no, I don't I don't prefer that smell structure, so maybe
End
I
of
will
story.
not go for it.
Okay. Let's move on to the next one,
Okay.
which is YSLY and masculine Mystique. Done?
They're not same.
I
At
know.
least not the dry down. They're not same. No, they're not same.
What is missing?
I don't know what is missing. I can say that what they have given more.
What they have given more?
Flowers.
Floral notes are more over here. And as a percentage, how close do you think they are?
Not. They're not. Again, 40% for me. 40 to 40%.
I didn't
40 to
feel that
45.
way. I felt the gingery note over here is more. This doesn't have the gingery note over here.
Yeah.
They have got that green apple note. They have got the florals, but it doesn't have the gingery note over here.
Floral to me is way too much for and that is the reason the other components are getting dominated.
Okay, so like for you, it's a 40%.
Yeah.
For me, it's around 65% because I felt that I have smelled better clones of YSL White. But as a standalone perfume, how much do you think you like it? You like the OG more?
I like the OG more.
You like the OG more. Okay. So standalone wise, I don't hate it, but there's a problem with the performance of this perfume. The pricing is same, $12.99. The OG YSL White project's better. The longevity is also there. But in case of masculine Mystique, it is kind of soft in projection and the longevity is also around 4 to 5 hours when applied on the clothes. So, I mean, for me, the YSL White clone was kind of a letdown. Sorry, Uff, if you can work on this YSL White inspired
Maybe the
version.
composition and the
I mean, you can work on the reformulation part of this particular perfume.
they're not same.
Yeah. Now let's move on to the next one, which is Red Tobacco.
Okay, tobacco.
I love this perfume. This is one of my favorite.
The bad part is you don't have any tobacco. You're not into drinking, you're not into smoking.
Yeah.
Yet you like the smell of it. Yeah.
Cinnabon.
Not bad. Not bad. Now this is not bad.
I know.
Yeah, they're very close. I think maybe they're around 70%, 70 to 75%.
Okay, so what is missing according to you in Cinnabon?
I think the burnt flavor is more in this, the smokiness.
Okay.
And this one has got, they have the burnt and smoky flavor, but I think the projection is more over here. And
Red Tobacco is like a beast mode projecting perfume.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
So I felt that they are very close enough. Not even
Very,
70.
very close,
I would say around 80% over there for me.
if I'm giving most wanted clone to be 70-75%, I think they are in the same level.
Yeah.
So that's the reason I'm giving it a 7. I don't know if you have other clones or not.
Yeah, I do have other clones
So
as
that
well.
is the reason I'm going to keep it to 70-75%, but I must add it to that it is definitely a very good clone.
I mean, for me, if you are not putting them side by side and testing them
very
out,
good clone.
You won't be able to distinguish,
Correct,
or
correct.
only a very trained nose will be able to distinguish between the two. Now, I would like to add a few more things on top of Red Tobacco and Cinnabon clone. Okay, Red Tobacco, when you spray it initially, it has got a very harsh and medicinal smell. Okay, and then as the perfume starts settling, it becomes good. The good thing about Cinnabon is from the get-go, it is more airy, it's a bit more lighter, a little bit less smokier, and that is the reason the medicinal harshness is not over there. Okay, so it's more wearable. So if somebody's not into that harsh smell from tobacco, Cinnabon would be a better option than Red Tobacco. Pricing wise, it's only $12.99, making the pricing very justified. Projection wise, it's as good as Tobacco Vanille's clone, which was Soothing Fire. So projection is bit more than moderate, but not beast mode, nuclear mode projection, as is the case with Red Tobacco. Red Tobacco projects for 3 hours.
Yeah, this is a beast mode perfume.
Okay. And the longevity is around more than a day for Red Tobacco. So with Cinnabon, the longevity is around 7 hours when applied on the clothes. The projection is more than moderate, but less than beast mode. And pricing wise is pretty justified. So if I were to look out for a Red Tobacco alternative, I have a few more. We will be doing blind test for this one as well in the future. So this is right up there with the ones that are in my favorite list.
Yeah,
so
they are very
Cinnabon from Red Tobacco, Cinnabon from Uff Perfumes, a good clone of Red Tobacco.
And how much is Red Tobacco itself?
9,000. If you're buying it from Belvish and all, if you're buying it from Myntra and all, it's around 14 to 15,000. I don't know why.
Yeah, this is really good.
Okay.
I mean, somebody who really like that, my
Churut.
my mama Mesho used to like have
Pipes.
a pipe, as well as later on he changed into a paper kind of a thing, like paper, and then he used to roll the tobacco. I think that is the smell red tobacco has.
Along with cherry kind of a sweetness.
Yeah, sweetness. Yeah.
And then, I mean, Cinnabon is right up there.
Yeah, they're good. They're good.
Now let's move on to the next one, which is Dior Sauvage. And their take on it is wild.
Wild. Sad, but they're not very close.
How much would you rate it in terms of the percentage?
Percentage, I would give it like a 50-55%. The reason being, it is smelling too soapy. Wild is smelling too soapy for me, and just soapiness, I mean, when you come out using little
or synthol.
Yeah, little. Okay. So that is the smell it is giving to me. Whereas Sauvage obviously has a lot of component and element in it, and it is actually missing out on that. But I think they have given the smell structure somewhere nearby. But the soapiness, I don't know where it's coming from, but the soapiness is a bit too much.
Okay, so my verdict is the pepper part. Like Sauvage has got a peppery note to it. It's a bit more spicy. Wild doesn't have that. Wild is more on the citrusy side of things.
Correct.
Because if you see the notes of Dior Sauvage, it's bergamot, pink pepper is over there at the top. This kind of misses out on that. It's more on the citrusy side of things. And then the soapy aspect gets added into it. So that is where it changes.
Correct.
It tried to go into the route of Sauvage, but kind of like similar to Oceanic, which tried to go into the route of Aqua Di Gio, but changed its course. The same happened with Wild as well.
Hey, how did you add soapiness to this?
I don't know. But as an individual perfume, what do you think?
As a cologne, yes, but maybe not as a perfume.
As a cologne, yes. What?
I mean, the aftershave cologne or after.
Why not as a perfume? I mean, for me, this was something that on a high heat day, when it's too hot outside, I would have preferred this more over Dior Sauvage.
I'll go for Sauvage.
Okay, I mean, for me, because if I'm just paying around 1200 rupees and I'm getting a smell, because it's like synthol little kind of a refreshing smell. So that is the reason I might.
A notion that you don't take your bath.
No. I mean, I don't mind the smell, but this is not close to the Dior Sauvage OG. This is kind of, it's on its own trail.
Yeah.
But as an
individual, go for it, no problem. But if you are looking for a Sauvage clone, this again is not the case.
Yes. And pricing wise, $12.99. And in terms of the longevity, this actually stayed around 6 hours on my clothes. The projection was around 45 minutes to 1 hour. And the projection was moderate, not soft, but moderately projecting. So all in all, I was happy. I mean, and there's one more thing added. I will show you when we are doing that opening test.
Okay.
You test the alcoholic blast of the perfumes. That is when I will ask you to spray this one as well. You will see the difference what I'm talking about. Okay. Now the last one is one of your favorite, which is Bleu de Chanel. And then this is
can't compromise on this.
Planet Blue.
I am hoping this is good. Yeah, they're not too bad. I think 70% they're there.
I felt that the hint of sandalwood that I keep on telling when I'm smelling Bleu de Chanel, that's the only thing that is kind of a bit not recreated properly. Although it has that, it's not on that same finesse as Bleu de Chanel, but I'm not complaining.
Yeah. Bleu de Chanel is expensive.
18,000 and $12.99. I'm not complaining at all. In terms of the projection and longevity, Bleu de Chanel hands down wins. Okay, absolutely. Bleu de Chanel projects very properly.
The whiff of it, oh my god, it's like top notch.
The sillage, basically. Yeah. In case of Wild Blue, in case of Planet Blue, the sillage is not there. Okay, it does project moderately, but it doesn't create that scent bubble around you, which you get with Bleu de Chanel. Okay, when you're moving from a place to place, there is a scent trail that is missing, but that's kind of nitpicking. If somebody is sitting next to you, they will get the whiff. Longevity is again 6 hours when applied on the clothes. Projection for this one is 1 hour, but in a very moderate way. Soft to moderate way. Okay, and smell wise, I don't think it's way off. I think it's around 70 to 75% as Chandrima mentioned.
Yeah.
And I don't want to nitpick on Bleu de Chanel clones because it's very hard. I don't know how, but it's very hard to get good Bleu de Chanel clones. The only one that we could recommend so far, I mean till date, was Follow Me Perfumes Bleu de Chanel that we did. In the future, we will be testing again the blind test of Bleu de Chanel.
Again?
Yeah, because we have got more clones now from different houses, around 8 to 9. So in that blind test, I would like to see
definitely
where this will stand.
Yeah.
But it's right
It
there.
It is there. I mean, I am not going to compromise with Bleu de Chanel because it's one of my favorite. And I think they're 75% there. So that's a good clone. In terms of projection and longevity, I think that depends on the price as well.
Yeah. So
and Bleu de Chanel is not beast mode. It's like after you spray it, it just have so much of sillage to it. You just feel so good. You know, when you're moving around, you just let people look at you.
She is a fan of Bleu de Chanel. Okay,
so that is the reason I think, I mean, they have done good in terms of the cloning part of it. I'm not very certain because I have not worn it. I'm not very certain about the longevity and the sillage of it.
Yeah, but Planet Blue as a standard perfume is also nice, recommended. So all in all, these were the perfumes out of which
I have taken it out. Most Wanted, Red Tobacco and Bleu de Chanel wins. I think they're very good clones.
Okay, so Most Wanted was Outlaw.
Yeah.
Red Tobacco was Cinnabon.
Yeah.
And Planet Blue was Bleu de Chanel. So if in case you want to get something which is close to the OG from Uff Perfumes, these three are the ones.
Yeah.
Now, if you want something as an individual perfume that I absolutely loved from them, which was Oceanic. Oceanic as a standalone perfume was top notch for me. This, according to me, was something which Clone House created, which came out to be their own original, I would say. Uff, if you're listening, Malhar, if you're listening, make this your private blend. This is actually very good. Okay. Now, I want you to try the Alcoholic Blast from the perfumes.
No, this I have already tried.
I will not let you use this one. I'll ask you to test two.
Give me like Bleu de Chanel only.
One is Wild that I will give you because
What is Wild?
As I told you in the previous part when we are testing Wild, that I want you to test Wild because a lot of a lot of Dior Sauvage clones have a very harsh opening. Okay, test it out and let me know what you feel about the opening of Wild.
No, very smooth. Very smooth.
That is something that is commendable from this perfumery house. Okay, and you try Bleu de Chanel's opening, like Planet Blue.
The opening is not same.
Opening is not same, but what about the Alcoholic Blast or the cheap quality of the perfume?
The blast is not there. It is little bit there. Obviously, every perfume will have like a alcoholic
is
blast.
it something like you tried Excellency like few days back?
No, actually, if I have or smell lot of alcoholic blast, I either sneeze or I start coughing. It's not happening with any of these two.
So in terms of the blend, they did a really good job. And like Malhar, Uff, you're listening. Kudos to the blend qualities, to the packaging. In terms of the recreation of the perfumes, I would really ask you to look into the formulations because blend top notch, but formulations in some areas were miss and some were hit. So like this has been our take with Uff Perfumes. In the future, we would like to test more from your house. So let's see how things go.
But that one I really like.
But
I mean, more than the original one, I really
Oceanic.
like this one. Because the original one really smells like, when you, in Goa, when you go around the places at night, when there is like no sunlight and stuff, the sand is a little moist and stuff. So you smell that egginess of the shell and fish, etc. So I think that's what the original one has, and
Aqua Di Gio.
and I don't enjoy this, but I have really enjoyed this one, Oceanic.
Okay, so that was our take on Uff Perfumes.
Perfume.
So with that, we end this video. This is Deep. That's Chandrima signing out. We will see you on the next one very soon. Bye-bye.